Hello, my name is Gwendolyn Browning, and I'm a senior majoring in business administration. Today, I'm putting on a global strategy hat to brief you on a major international crisis that's reshaping global commerce, the Red Sea shipping crisis. Since late 2023, escalating attacks on commercial ships in the Red Sea have created a ripple effect across international trade routes. This crisis isn't just a regional conflict, it's a turning point for global supply chain strategy, foreign policy, and the way multinational businesses operate. What's happening in the Red Sea is a wake up call for businesses to be more resilient, more adaptable, and more globally aware. The Red Sea, and specifically the Suez Canal, is one of the most vital trade corridors in the world. Roughly 12% of global trade flows through this region, connecting Europe, Asia, and Africa, and nearly 30% of all container shipping passes through this narrow passage. This includes oil, electronics, consumer goods, and raw material that power everything from retail shelves to factory production lines. Over 19,000 ships pass through this canal each year, carrying more than $1 trillion in cargo. So when this artery is blocked or threatened, the effects are felt around the world, causing delays, driving up costs, and injecting uncertainty into global supply chains. For companies that depend on just-in-time delivery and global logistics, the Red Sea is a lifeline, and right now, that lifeline is under threat. Since November 2023, Houthi rebels based in Yemen have launched a series of drone and missile attacks on commercial shipping vessels in the Red Sea. These attacks are largely aimed at vessels linked to Israel, the United States, or Western nations in retaliation for the ongoing conflict in Gaza. However, their actions have escalated to the point where even neutral ships have been targeted, turning the Red Sea into a high-risk war zone. As a result, major shipping companies, including Maersk and Hapag-Lloyd, have suspended transits through the Suez Canal and are rerouting vessels around the Cape of Good Hope, adding over 3,000 miles and 10 to 14 days to delivery times. This crisis has effectively reconfigured global shipping patterns, and its consequences are mounting by the day. This crisis also reveals the powerful link between foreign policy and business operations. In response to the attacks, the United States, United Kingdom, and a coalition of allies launched Operation Prosperity Guardian in December 2023. This military initiative aims to protect commercial shipping vessels with naval escorts and drone defense systems. Additionally, the US and the UK have carried out targeted airstrikes against Houthi military assets in Yemen to deter further aggression. While this has reduced the frequency of attacks, the risk remains too high for many shipping lines. Some companies are still opting for the longer and more expensive Cape route rather than expose their crew, cargo, or brand to potential harm. This situation illustrates how deeply foreign policy now intersects with logistic decisions, forcing businesses to make strategic calls based not just on markets, but on military and political conditions. To put this into perspective, let's look at Maersk, a global leader in container shipping and supply chain management. In December 2023, Maersk halted all Red Sea operations after one of its ships came under attack. The company rerouted its entire fleet around southern Africa, accepting the higher costs and longer travel times to prioritize safety and operational control. Maersk also ramped up customer communication using digital dashboard and predictive AI tools to provide real-time shipping updates. While the rerouting caused delays and extra expenses, Maersk's quick response minimized customer dissatisfaction and upheld its reputation for safety and reliability. This case highlights how global companies must be ready to act fast, communicate clearly, and use technology to stay agile in times of crisis. The most immediate impact of the Red Sea crisis has been on time and cost. A detour around Africa dramatically increases fuel usage and labor expenses. According to the Drewry World Container Index, the cost of shipping a 40-foot container from China to Europe surged from around $1,500 to over $5,500 in just a few weeks. For retailers and manufacturers, this means delayed shipments, tighter inventory, and reduced flexibility. Automakers like Tesla and Volvo have temporarily shut down European operations due to its delayed components. Major retailers such as IKEA and H&M are experiencing late deliveries, while electronic manufacturers are scrambling to source parts. On top of these challenges, marine insurance premiums for Red Sea voyages have skyrocketed over 300%, with the area now designated a war risk zone by leading underwriters. The ripple effects span multiple sectors, and they are far from over. So what should businesses be doing in response to this kind of disruption? First, they should diversify shipping routes and reduce reliance on single choke points like the Suez Canal. Second, companies must invest in advanced supply chain visibility tools. Platforms like Resilience 360, FourKites, and Flexport allow businesses to track shipments, predict disruptions, and reroute in real time. Third, this is a moment to consider regionalization and nearshoring, relocating parts of the supply chain closer to key markets to minimize long-distance vulnerabilities. For example, a US-based company should shift production from Asia to Mexico. Finally, businesses should develop robust crisis playbooks, risk management strategies that account for geopolitical instability, including backup suppliers, insurance options, and contingency logistics. The companies that prepare now will be one of the ones that thrive when the next crisis hits. Another thing that could help businesses is air freight. If they would choose to ship their cargo through plane instead of sea, that could be another good recommendation for businesses. So, looking ahead, the Red Sea crisis could permanently reshape the structure of global logistics. Companies are already reassessing how vulnerable their supply chains are to geopolitical conflict and identifying weak points. We may see a sustained shift toward more flexible, decentralized logistic networks supported by AI, automation, and real-time analytics. Governments and businesses alike will need to work more closely to secure trade routes, ensure maritime safety, and prepare for future flashpoints, not just in the Middle East, but in other key areas like South China Sea or Panama Canal. As business leaders of tomorrow, we must prioritize resilience just as much as we prioritize efficiency. The lesson here is simple. Global trade is entering a new era, and adapting is everything. So, some key takeaways. The Red Sea conflict has disrupted global trade routes. Shipping costs and times have surged, and businesses like Maersk are adapting with AI and rerouting. So, to wrap up, the Red Sea crisis is not just a localized event. It's a global disruption with far-reaching consequences. It's causing longer shipping times, such as 10 to 14 days, higher costs, and operational risk across multiple industries. It's also showing us that foreign policy, military action, and business strategy are now tightly interconnected. As future business leaders, we must think globally, act strategically, and be prepared for this rapid change, because it's not only going to happen now, it's going to happen more times in the future. So thank you so much for watching my presentation, and I hope this briefing gave you a clear understanding of how current events are transforming international business and how we can lead with insight and resilience in response.